All right, so this next plant we're gonna key out is something kind of cool. So I'm back here in my yard again. Been spending a lot of time in the yard lately. You know, my yard, there are lots of things like dandelions, right? Pretty weedy yard. But I noticed these little guys over here. So kind of looks similar to a dandelion. Definitely Asteraceae with that head inflorescence. Yellow flowers in there. Kind of like dandelions, if I break the stem of this guy, I can see white milky sap. All right, so you can see that sap coming off onto my finger there. And this one, if I break open an inflorescence, the flowers are a little tough to see. They're pretty tiny, but all of those flowers are ray flowers. So this one is one of those special Asteraceae with only ray flowers. So I'm gonna try and key this thing out. So we're on the Asteraceae key, page 97 here. Remember Asteraceae, it actually shows you the different types of pappus. This one, it's going to be really hard to see the pappus on the camera, but this one has plumose bristles, kind of little like feathery bristles in there. So the first question is, are the heads composed entirely of ray flowers, these perfect and with 5 terminal teeth, plants with milky or colored sap? Well, I just showed you that milky sap and the head with just ray flowers. So we're going to be in key 1 here. As oftentimes is the case in the Asteraceae, the first question they ask is about the pappus. So remember, the pappus is down just above the ovary. It's essentially, you can think of it as modified sepals just under the calyx there. Or sorry, under the corolla. So in this case, the pappus is of feathery plumose bristles. I'll try to, you know, pull up a couple flowers here for you to see. You can see, you probably can't see it, those little white tufts. This one's tricky to tell whether they're capillary or plumose, but these are plumose. They have those little extensions. You want a hand lens to really be able to see that. So we're gonna go to couplet number 14, which is on the next page. Again, asking about the pappus. Pappus of 1 or 2 series of short scales or absent. Well, no, we just saw that our pappus is of plumose bristles. So we're gonna go to couplet 16. More on the pappus here. Pappus only of plumose bristles versus bristles and scales. Well, I only saw the plumose bristles in there. So we're gonna go with number 17. This is a nice easy one. Are the ray flowers pink, purple, or white? Well, I think you can probably see, nope, ours are definitely yellow. So we're gonna go with ray flowers yellow. Number 18, are the leaves mostly or all basal? So meaning at the bottom. If I look at one of these plants, I see I do have a bunch of basal leaves down here, but then I also have cauline or stem leaves up here, right? The leaves are kind of interesting. Some of them are linear, like this one doesn't have any lobes. Some of them are deeply lobed, like this one. So I'm gonna say stem leaves well developed. And then the next question here, are the leaves all entire and linear and somewhat grass-like? Or are the basal and lower leaves pinnatifid? So that means divided. And so I'll pull out, here's one of the lower leaves for you. You can see it's definitely pinnatifid. So that takes us to 19B, Scorzonera. So I can flip to that page, that's page 179 here. Scorzonera, ooh, nice. There's only a single species, Scorzonera laciniata. Now, you know, looking at this map, oops, Mesa County is over here. This one isn't present in Mesa County, according to this map. But if I read a little bit about it, so I read the description, yeah, everything seems to fit really well. And then I read this: common in disturbed sites, open fields, and on grassy plains. My elevation works, the blooming time works. This is introduced. So this is a weed, and hasn't been found here before, but we got a new record of it. So I think this is actually a county record from my yard, which is pretty cool. So because this one's pretty interesting and pretty different, and you know, I'd love to have someone else check it out and make sure I didn't mess up somewhere in the key, I'm actually gonna make a collection of this. So I have my plant press over here. I got a little shovel here. I am going to one-handedly should probably water my lawn. I'm gonna one-handedly pull this guy out. I've got a nice full specimen here. Taproot, flower head, inflorescence, all that good stuff. I've got a few others I can choose from, you know, if I want to add a little more material, or if maybe I want some better reproductive parts, I could dig up one of these other ones as well. But gonna make a specimen of that one. May have myself a county record here. Now I'll be rich and famous, and you know, not really. Anyway, all right, so that's Scorzonera laciniata, kind of a cool little find here. Sometimes you just gotta look around. All right.